So throughout the years, throughout the decades, the centuries of our history on these shores, you know what I'm saying? I mean, when you think about our people, we have a broad history. We have a world history. You understand? But we also have many other things going on with us as a people, quote unquote, in the in America specifically, right here in this country, right? And there's a history and a legacy of things, you know what I'm saying, that was stripped from us. For instance, all of the inventions in America, predominantly every single invention in this country was created by an Asiatic, or what we would call a melanated man or a melanated woman. I don't really use persons of colors because it's still calling somebody colored. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, with the Asiatics, everything that we've done in this country has been taken from us. And you understand? Because under the guise of slavery, property couldn't create something that could bring in commerce. In other words, property wasn't even considered as a human being. So the innate talents and the skill set that these animals, quote unquote, had, and these inventions and creations that were being manifested, you know what I'm saying, it went right to the European and right into their society and right into their commerce. You understand what I mean? So we didn't benefit from some of these inventions. And just in these days and times, we're beginning to find out that we predominantly invented everything, you know what I'm saying, that this country has made up. I mean, they have taken the culture from us, you know what I'm saying? They have utilized our own plight, our own struggles, you know what I'm saying, and have capitalized off of them. While we have therapeutically created methods and means to deal with this society, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of our methods and means of dealing with the society came through expressions. You see what I mean? You know, comedy was one of the big tools that we used to deal with society. We got tired of crying, so we made jokes to laugh about it. You understand what I'm saying? And then there was other ways we dealt with it. You know what I mean? We dealt with it through music. We dealt with it through dance. We dealt with it through poetry, hip hop, so on and so forth. But the reality is this. As I think about those things, and when you look way back into the past, you have to understand that there were things that were stripped away from us. You understand what I'm saying? We had things strategically and systematically stripped away from us on a consistent basis over a period of centuries. We've had things stripped away from us. So here's a concept that people talk about all the time, the Sankofa concept, right? And I hear the Sankofa concept all the time. And I don't really believe that the people understand the science of what Sankofa is really saying to you. You understand? It means to go back and get it. The question you should be asking yourself is, what are you going back to get? And if you are going back to get it, where do you go back to? And what are you using to get it? And what have you lost? See, these are the things that you got to understand in order to work the Sankofa concept. Because for me, when I think about Sankofa and I see the different celebrations that's taking place, you know, in different cities and so on and so forth, as well as in Syracuse, New York, today is a Sankofa day. When I think about all of these different Sankofa these different Sankofa celebrations, I wonder what's happening. Is the real science of Sankofa being demonstrated and taught or explained, or is it just another way for people to get together to party and just to have some fun? You understand what I'm saying? So for me, a lot of times something is serious. It's the science of Sankofa, and we have the Sankofa district of Syracuse, right? And in this district, you know what I'm saying, it's supposed to be businesses, you know what I mean, a corridor of businesses for, you know, stimulated and designed by our people. You understand what I mean? But they have a hard time getting business loans and so on and so forth to do certain things and to set up businesses. And if you do get a loan or you get a business, you know, or you get apt to get some type of business, you know, push, it's because one of your friends is downtown. You understand what I'm saying? Because see, we got some people who sit on our boards who look like us, but they're not there for us. They're there for their own egos, and they're there to use their ego and to use their own quote unquote power against you. If you don't do what I say, then this is not what's not going to happen. But see, as people, we have to understand that the whole concept of this Sankofa thing, to go back and get it, means that we have to begin first with self. You have to go back and get your own understanding of who you are and what you are. And then from there, you have to go back and get an understanding of how and what your communal paradigm was. You have to go back and get an understanding of what was taken from you, why it was taken from you. You see what I'm saying? So if you're going to go back and get something, it says to go back and get it. It doesn't say to go back and ask for it. They stole it, you must return it. It says go back and get it. That's what it says. So there's no reason for you to be making a deal with the thief. or with a system that has robbed you. You can't make a deal with a thief or a robber. There's no loyalty. They don't keep deals. They break deals. You understand what I'm saying? So are we really demonstrating the science of Sankofa? Do we have the courage to really go back and get it? Do we? Ask yourself. Because for me, I don't like to play games. I don't like word games. I understand the science of words, and I know what things mean, and I know what words mean, and I know that words have power, but I also know that the words don't have power when they're being utilized in a powerless way. In other words, you can say something and you can put a vibration on it or a frequency on it, and then there's times you can just say something with no frequency, with no feeling whatsoever, because it's general. It has no bearing on your own soul. See, for some of us, Sankofa don't mean a thing to some of us, because we're living in somebody else's image and reality, and we're comfortable living in that image and reality because there is some type of reward for being other than ourselves. And many of us love being other than ourselves. We'll play the pro-black game and we'll play brother, but you know what I mean? It's always quote unquote the house Negro wearing filled Negro clothes that destroys his own people for the deception aspect. So in Sankofa, we have to go back and get it. And not only do we go back and get it, but we also go back and remove those things that aid and abet to us losing things. See, in order for us to lose things, in order for us to be put in certain situations, there were other members who looked just like us who aided the historical enemy. So you talk the Sankofa game, but I don't believe that many of you, really recognize what Sankofa means, because Sankofa is really telling you to get up off your ass and fight. Go back and take what's yours. That's what Sankofa is saying. That's what it really means. Go back and get it. You know what I'm saying? By any means necessary. But I don't think and understand that we really understand the science of what the Sankofa is saying to us, man. You know what I mean? And if you did, you take the whole paradigm of Sankofa in a whole different manner. So think about that. Think about what Sankofa means to you. And ask yourself, are you really living in the Sankofa manifest? Ask yourself that. You know what I'm saying? And go from there. With that being stated, I'm going to say peace.